Vice Chair Scott, would you please read the statement to bring us back into open session?
Yes, Chair Swigert, I move that the record shows that the only items discussed in the closed meeting were those specifically cited in the motion to convene into the closed meeting and those lawfully exempted from statutory meeting requirements.
Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Lamonia. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Dr. Smith.
Motion carries with all board members voting yes.
Dr. Cotton, do you have any items resulting from closed session?
Madam Chair, no items resulting from closed session today.
Thank you. We will now move on to the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance then. At this time, I'd like to call upon Reverend Sarah Locke from Hickory United Methodist Church to provide tonight's invocation. Afterward, I'll ask Penelope Volk, a fifth grade student from Butts Road Intermediate, to lead us in the pledge. Please stand as you are able.
Let us pray. Gracious and loving God, we pause before you at the beginning of this meeting, and we give you thanks. We thank you for the gift of education, for teachers and staff and administrators and families who pour into the lives of our children each day, and for these leaders gathered here who carry the responsibility of guiding our schools. So we pray for your wisdom this evening, wisdom that is rooted in compassion and justice and a vision for the flourishing of every student. Give patience in discussion, clarity in decision-making, and courage to do what is right, even when it's hard. Bless the work of this board, that their efforts may create safe, strong, and nurturing schools where every child is valued, encouraged, and equipped to thrive. We ask all this in your holy name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much to Reverend Locke and to Penelope and your mom and Principal Connolly for being here with us tonight. Thank you, and we hope you have a great evening. Next up, under awards and recognitions, we will meet the 24-25 VHSL Spring Champions for Chesapeake. Over to you, Dr. Smith.
Thank you, Chair Swigert. We are very excited tonight to recognize a special group of students. These are our Spring Chesapeake champions for the VHSL, so I'd like to invite Mr. Paul Wilson, who is our Director of Student Support Services, to the podium, and he will facilitate the awards for these students.
Good evening, Chair Swigert, Vice Chair Scott, members of the school board, Dr. Cotton, and members of the superintendent's cabinet. One of the great privileges of the Department of Student Support Services is being able to celebrate the achievements and successes of the students and coaches in Chesapeake Public Schools. Tonight is one of those nights as we're here to recognize the Virginia High School League Chesapeake champions who earned first, second, or third place honors in girls and boys outdoor track, boys and girls tennis, boys and girls soccer, baseball, and softball during the spring of the 24-25 school year. We will recognize these students in two different groups tonight, as well as the coaches that have helped them this school year. Our first group of students and coaches finished first, second, or third in the VHSL State Girls and Boys Outdoor Track Individual Competition this past spring. Finishing first, second, or third in the state is a remarkable accomplishment worthy of celebration and recognition. Some students in this group not only finished first in the state, but also earned state records in doing so. We are incredibly proud of our VHSL track athletes from the spring 2025 season. Students and coaches, when I call your name, please take one step forward. In girls outdoor track and field, we have from Deep Creek High School, Destiny Gatling, who was first place in the high jump with 5 feet 6 inches, and third place in the 100-meter dash with 12.09 seconds. The coach is Andre Twine. From Grassfield High School, we have Caitlin Bullock, who was first place with a state record of 48 feet and 6.75 inches in the shot put, and also a state record in the discus throw, first place at 162 feet and 3 inches. The coach is Leroy Harper Jr. And from Oscar Smith High School, we have Marcel Brown, first place in the high jump at 6 feet. Tiara Jenkins, third place in the 300-meter hurdles at 43.03 seconds. And Shakayla Lavender, first place in the 300-meter hurdles, 41.97 seconds. The coach is Stan Holloway. In boys outdoor track and field, we have from Great Bridge High School, Quantavious Tillman, first place in the 100-meter dash at 10.71 seconds, and second place in the 200-meter dash at 22.04 seconds. The coach is Bill Volkman. From Hickory High School, we have Tristan Fancher, third place in the 1,600-meter run at 4 minutes and 24.94 seconds. Tristan Fancher, Jonathan Baum, Taylor Trago, Zachary Schubert at the 4x800 relay, second place, 7 minutes, 59.34 seconds. And the coach is Judson Sarver. From Grassfield High School, we have Samuel Blunt, who was first place with a state record of 65 feet, 4.25 inches in the shot put. And he had third place in the discus throw at 176.07 feet. Mason Rafter was third place in the pole vault at 14.03 feet. The coach is Leroy Harper Jr. And from Western Branch High School, we have Bryce Smith, third place in the 100-meter dash at 10.8 seconds. The coach is Yolanda Gaston Golden. If there are any family members or supporters in the audience here to celebrate the accomplishments of these state winners, please stand at this time to be recognized by the board. Congratulations to our VHSL girls and boys outdoor individual track champions and their coaches. It's now time for you to move to the right to meet the members of the school board. Perfect. Our second group of students and coaches earned all-state honors in boys and girls soccer, baseball, and softball, or finished first, second, or third in the VHSL State Boys or Girls Tennis Championship this past spring. This group also includes a State Player of the Year and 2 State Coaches of the Year. Students and coaches, when I call your name, please take one step forward. In boys and girls soccer, we have Nicholas Paniotto from Great Bridge High School. He's the first team and the player of the year, and the coach is Royden Wright. In girls soccer All-State, we have Sasha Daniel from Western Branch High School, first team, Jada Sutton, Western Branch High School, first team, and the coach is Adam Smith. In boys and girls tennis, we have James Jensen from Hickory High School, Class 5, third place in singles. James Jensen and William Catchmark from Hickory High School were Class 5, second place in doubles, and the coach is Mark Pierman. In girls tennis, we have Chase London from Great Bridge High School, Class 5, second place in singles. Chase London and Kayla Kennedy from Great Bridge High School were the Class 5, second place team in doubles, and the coach is Andrea McChesney. In baseball, for Baseball All-State, we have Braden Bachman from Hickory High School, first team All-State. Henry Kraft is the coach. We have Casey Kadire, Great Bridge High School, first team All-State. The coach is Sean Todd. And in softball, we have Softball All-State Class 5, Nina Goebel from Great Bridge High School, first team. Mark Rutherford is the coach. We have Taylor Ryan, Hickory High School, first team. Shane Smith is the coach. And then we have Kirk Clayton, Great Bridge High School, who was the Coach of the Year for the state. In softball All-State, we have Haley Bandura, Western Branch High School, first team. Marissa Bernheimer, Western Branch High School, first team. Kaylee Taylor, Western Branch High School, first team. And Sarah Wright, Western Branch High School, Coach of the Year for the state. If there are any family members or other supporters in the audience here to celebrate the accomplishments of these state winners, please stand at this time to be recognized by the board. Congratulations to our VHSL soccer, tennis, baseball, and softball honorees and their coaches. It's now time for you to move to the right and meet the members of the school board. Thank you, Madam Chair. This concludes my presentation for tonight.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wilson. We will now move to the hearing of citizens. Dr. Smith, are there any citizens who have requested time to speak this evening?
Yes, Madam Chair, we have 2 citizens requesting time.
Thank you. During their allotted time, speakers should observe our rules of decorum and know that expression of concerns and criticism on matters of school policy and operations is welcome. However, speakers must deliver their own remarks and may not play pre-recorded messages. I want to thank those speakers who have signed up to address the board this evening. As a reminder, there are 2 ways that citizens can request time to speak at our meetings. You can call the clerk's office before 12 noon the day of the meeting, or sign up to speak prior to the start of the meeting. All in-person requests to speak must be submitted to the deputy clerk at least 5 minutes prior to the published meeting start time. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to address the board. Once your allotted time is over, we ask that you promptly exit the podium, and we ask that you refrain from any behavior that disrupts the meeting, including the use of profanity, applause, cheering, or jeering. Dr. Smith, please call the first speaker.
Yes, I'd like to invite speaker number 1 to the podium. We ask our speakers to start with their name and city of residence before they begin their remarks.
Good evening, Brad Moore, resident of Chesapeake, and I'm here to discuss recent improvements to schools in the South Norfolk community. Madam Chair, school board members, Dr. Cotton and staff, I'm here this evening speaking on behalf of the South Norfolk Civic League as president to express our gratitude for the work and investment that have been put into Portlock Primary School, Truett Intermediate School, and Oscar Smith Middle School. First, though it was missing for more than 2 years, we greatly appreciate the administration taking our concerns into consideration and replacing the signage at Portlock Primary with a marquee. As when we made the original request, members of our community still feel that the marquee presents one of the most cost-effective ways for the school to communicate with our community, especially those who may be impacted by school activities but don't have students in the school. Took quite a while, but the new sign looks great, and again, we appreciate it. Second, and this one moved remarkably quicker, we want to recognize Frankie and Rhonda Bridgman for their investment in our community school at Truett Intermediate School. The landscaping around the perimeter of the building, the outdoor seating, and the brand-new fencing installed all do much to enhance the character of the school and demonstrate why it is one of the remaining jewels in the South Norfolk Historic District. The fencing provides additional security for students playing in the field out back, but it's also worth noting that the materials and design comport with the Historic District guidelines, which is no small task. So while we appreciate Mr. Doug Parks for acting as agent for the school administration throughout this improvement process, none of it would have been possible if it were not for the selfless generosity of Mr. and Mrs. Bridgman. Last, I had the pleasure of attending a ribbon cutting ceremony for the brand new lab school located at Oscar Smith Middle School. I understand everybody's got busy schedules, but it was nice to see who could make it. Nevertheless, I wanted to express our appreciation for this investment in our younger community members on behalf of the Civic League. Now I get to talk as the parent of a student at Smith Tech. However, I wanted to let you all know this has probably been one of the most positive first few weeks since our youngest daughter started kindergarten. I probably just jinxed myself for the duration of the school year, but it's absolutely true. In the interest of full disclosure, I'm also a two-time graduate of Old Dominion University, but I truly look forward to watching this relationship between ODU and CPS blossom to the benefit of those Smith Tech students. So to conclude, we at the South Norfolk Civic League appreciate all the time, money, and effort being invested in our community schools, especially from the folks like the Bridgemans, and we stand ready to facilitate future investments in our community schools. Thank you for your time.
Speaker number 2, it's your turn at the podium. Please state your name and city of residence before you begin.
I'm Caitlin Rittenauer, and I'm a resident and educator in Chesapeake. Tonight, I speak as president of the Chesapeake Education Association, the union for all Chesapeake Public Schools employees. CEA recently sent out a survey to all CPS employees asking how their school year is going so far, and overall response has been negative. Employees are overwhelmed with the many changes this year. VALs, training and testing, MTSS, SRPs, Canvas templates, lesson plan templates, PLC templates and expectations, resource rotations, new job expectations, new schedules, UKG, dress codes, student behavior, AI guidelines, special education caseloads, benchmark tests, and new technology expectations are just a few of the things we've heard about, and many of these concerns are widespread. And it's not that educators don't want to do these things. Many responses acknowledge that the changes it will eventually bring benefits. It's that right now, it's a lot to do all at once at an already hectic time of the year. We ask for grace from our administration and the community as educators get settled into the school year with our students. Please continue to give educators the benefit of the doubt and ask questions from a supportive mindset rather than an accusatory one. As much as we tell educators they are superheroes, and they are, we are still human. We appreciate Dr. Austin and his team for meeting with us earlier this month to discuss some of our beginning of the year questions and concerns. Members should have received the summary of our meeting in their email inboxes just now. We would look forward to working together this year to bring clarity and support to our educators. We'd like to invite our newest coworkers to our social on Tuesday, October 7th from 4 to 7 p.m. at Wine Styles on Battlefield Boulevard. We're interested in hearing how your transfer or first year in education is going and how we can better support you in this unique year. Thank you.
This concludes our speakers for this evening.
Thank you for sharing your comments. Our practice is to receive information, however, we do not usually engage in dialogue, and that is our intent tonight. If appropriate and not already provided, someone from the superintendent's staff will evaluate your concern and provide a response. We will now consider the consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion for approval. Moved by Ms. Scott. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Poole. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Dr. Smith.
Motion carries with all board members voting yes.
We will now move over to the information agenda. The first item tonight is our monthly financial report. Ms. Glod.
Thank you, Chair Swigert. In this evening's board documents, we've included the unaudited financial report for fiscal year 2024-2025. I am pleased to report that the total realized operating revenue is $651.2 million, exceeding the adjusted budget by roughly $7.7 million. The primary driver of the variance was a $4 million overage in federal revenue due to greater than expected impact aid and Medicaid reimbursements. State and local revenues exceeded the budget by about $3.6 million. Total expenditures for the period were $643.5 million, or about $93,000 less than the budget. Expenditure savings from unfilled positions helped to offset greater than anticipated non-personnel costs. Favorable variances in revenue and expenditures are mandated to return to the city as a reversion. Upon completing the external audit, we anticipate a reversion of $7.8 million. At a future board meeting, we'll formally request the city to reappropriate these funds back to the school system as part of planning for fiscal year 25-26. The school board approved a budget transfer authorization of $10 million at the May 19th board meeting. The actual end-of-year budget transfer were within this authorization at $7,670,000. The unaudited financial report includes a full accounting of the recommended transfers. This concludes the financial report for this evening. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys may have. Thank you.
I see no questions at this point. However, our next item on the information agenda is the UKG implementation update, which is right back to you.
Thank you. All right. Well, good evening, Chair Swigert, Vice Chair Scott, and school board members. This evening, I'll be sharing an update on UKG, focusing on our recent achievements and the positive changes we've made to improve the employee experience and streamline our operations. I'll also talk about how we're addressing challenges and managing changes with robust supports to help us through the transition to this new system. Finally, I'll outline what's coming next for us. The recent deployment of UKG on June 30th marks a significant milestone as the system has changed how we manage the employee experience from hire to retire. The initial phase of deployment was the transition of tracking time and attendance, candidate applications, and onboarding of new hires through UKG, all crucial steps in modernizing our internal processes. The following payroll periods, July 11th and 25th, were big milestones as they marked the first successful processed payments for 12-month employees and those 10-month employees paid over 12 months from the previous fiscal year. The July 11th payroll used the old timekeeping system's time and attendance, but the July 25th payroll used UKG's time and attendance. Our next big milestones were on September 5th and 19th, which was when the system began to include 10-month employees who previously opted for a 10-month pay schedule, as well as greater number of part-time employees and new hires. The September 19th payroll marked benefit deductions resuming for all employees after the summer deduction holiday. The benefits of our new system are already clear. Employees now have a better understanding of their pay and deductions, which makes it easier for them to see how much money they actually take home. The system also allows employees to take charge of reviewing and submitting their work hours, which helps ensure accuracy and ownership. For salaried employees, the process of checking in has been simplified to a single punch-in to let their supervisor know that they are here for the day. All employees can now clock in and out using their mobile devices, physical time clocks, or their work computers. This makes it more convenient for everyone. Additionally, employees can easily update their direct deposit information and tax details, giving them more control over their finances. We've also made significant improvement to how candidates apply for jobs with us. Our HR team can now connect with applicants in a more personal way, focusing on the human aspect rather than just the technology. At our job fair in early September, 90 people attended and had the opportunity to submit their applications. Many applicants mentioned how easy and modern our process is, and they expressed excitement about the possibility of joining our team. In total that day, we received 232 applications. Our operations have also seen some exciting improvements. We've introduced a new pay schedule that allows employees to receive their pay every 2 weeks after they have completed their work. This means that payday happens regularly and predictably, and it sets the stage for less pay errors. On top of that, we have upgraded our HR, payroll, and benefits processes by combining them into one system. This change has replaced several different systems we were using before, making everything run more smoothly and efficiently. To give you an idea of the magnitude of UKG, let's take a look at payroll. During the summer, we processed around 5,700 paychecks every payday, and that number increased to about 6,600 paychecks right after the school year began. Additionally, UKG is used by all employees in our division. In just 30 days, there were approximately 420,000 logins into the system. And UKG isn't just for our current employees. It's also used by applicants from outside CPS. Since launching the system through September 5th, we received a total of 3,400 job applications. Implementing a system as large as UKG naturally presented some challenges. Both the user experience and payroll have been affected by various internal and external factors, which is not uncommon for a system of this size. Fortunately, we have already tackled many of these issues. The internal challenges stem primarily from complexities with our implementation consultants. As a result, the user experience was subpar. There were not enough job aids or training materials available, and certain workflows needed improvement. To address these challenges, we created plans to navigate these issues, focusing on improving configuration, providing greater job aids and training, and refining workflows. We're also actively securing the right resources to help support us as we move to the next phase of the project. External challenges compounded the issues at hand. For instance, we had to manage city garnishments starting in July, which we were legally required to handle. Additionally, our new ID badges faced production delays from our vendor. Despite these challenges, the error rate in payroll has been low. So far, it stands at about 1.6% for all payrolls processed through September 5th. Most errors have been issues like checks being mailed, delayed payments due to unrecorded extra hours worked, and a small deduction error of $5 or less for those who were impacted. We sincerely care about that 1.6% because we understand how a payroll error can affect an employee. We are committed to taking action and finding solutions as soon as we learn about any of these issues. We understand that these challenges and payroll errors are a source of frustration for some employees. We have listened and responded by implementing a range of resources and assistance. This includes providing 29 job aids and training videos on the help desk, conducting training sessions for principals and timekeepers before the start of school, and establishing a dedicated chat space for timekeepers. We have put in place additional customer service support to assist with inquiries via Let's Talk, help desk, phone calls, and email. In addition, we have taken proactive measures in providing advanced notification of pay problems to employees as we become aware of them. We ran several off-cycle pay runs to address known pay issues as quickly as we have been able, and we rolled out a financial wellness program. Last, a transition supplement equivalent to 1 week's pay was provided to all returning employees at the start of their fiscal year 2026 contract, demonstrating our commitment to a smooth transition. From July 1st to September 17th, we received 2,215 Let's Talk dialogues. The table on this slide is a snippet from the Let's Talk dashboard reflecting how we are doing. We have an average customer service rating score of an 8.8 out of 10, with 228 positive experiences and 29 negative experiences. The average age of a dialogue is 2.4 days. The high volume of questions and research required to answer some questions drive the average age beyond a response time standard of 2 days. Please note that while we may not have immediate answers to some questions, we diligently work to find solutions and respond to employees once we have answers. While not reflected on this slide, I want to also share that we have received 349 UKG Help Desk tickets since July 1st. The satisfaction rating for these Help Desk tickets was 96%. This chart provides us greater insight into our Let's Talk average weekly customer service score since July 1st. After the first pay processed by the system, we began to see a dip in our average weekly customer service score. By the end of July, our average customer score dropped to just below 8. However, it began to steadily improve through August 25th. This was a critical time period as we were able to deploy the system with a subset of our total employee population before school was back in session. It allowed us to continue to work on configuration, job aids, training, and workflow. The improvement seen through August 25th is believed to be driven by improved functionality, availability of job aids and training, and better workflows. Customer service began to dip again starting August 25th. This timing coincides with when school staff returned from summer break. These returning employees were learning how to use UKG to track their time and attendance and submit their time cards just like when we initially deployed the system to the smaller group in early July. We anticipate that the average weekly customer service score will begin to smooth as we fine-tune configuration and our workflows over the coming months. Looking ahead, our focus remains on continuous improvement and optimization. Extra duties will be tracked directly within UKG, eliminating pay processing delays. We're actively exploring alternative solutions to mail checks, and new badges will soon be available to facilitate easier clocking. Additionally, we are improving the support we receive from our implementation contractors and UKG to ensure we have the system running smoothly. Our goal remains clear. We want to make the most of this new system by improving how we work together and fine-tuning its setup to better serve everyone. Before concluding this presentation, I want to take a minute to recognize that the deployment of UKG is a testament to the hard work and dedication of many individuals. This includes our employees, timekeepers, and supervisors whose patience, adaptability, and commitment have been invaluable. Special recognition goes to the project team for their tireless efforts over the past 2 years in bringing this transformative system to fruition, and to their staff who have also been working hard to launch and deploy UKG. Their passion for optimizing operations and providing the best for CPS employees is evident and inspiring. This collective endeavor of many has laid a strong foundation for a more efficient, transparent, and employee-centric future. With that, thank you for your time this evening, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Glad. I certainly want to open with saying thank you to you, to the IT team, the HR team, to everybody that was involved, because I know that this type of undertaking is massive and complicated, and there's virtually no chance that this type of thing ever goes bump-free. And to know that we've managed to navigate it with as minimal upheaval as possible. There's no good time to do this kind of transition, but it was both absolutely necessary and long overdue, to say the least. So to see the commitment to making sure that the team is navigating this and supporting our staff as much as humanly possible with a commitment to customer service from the standpoint is something that we are pleased to see, I know, and appreciate. And I know Ms. Scott would like to add a thought, and I'll open it to anybody else who has one.
My sentiments echo Chair Swigert. I think it's perfectly, reasonable to expect some hiccups in the rollout of something this big. But I'm incredibly impressed that it's only 1.6%. But like you said eloquently, that 1.6% matters. And so I really appreciate you taking the time to explain those errors and then the corrections that were made, because that 1.6% is important, and I know that any error in payroll can be very stressful for a family. So I appreciate your efforts in correcting any errors that happened. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Walker.
Yes, just a quick question, and it may not be for you, so you feel free to redirect it. But as we're tracking some of the challenges that we're facing, do we have a view potentially of how many of those are tied to product defects that UKG owns? And do we feel we have ample support from the vendor to address those in a timely fashion?
I will let Dr. Faust address that.
Well, Thank you, Ms. Glad. I appreciate that. Ms. Walker, what I would say is we have a couple of open items lists, and they take a couple of different forms. We have our own internal list that we're tracking. We also have a list with our implementation team and our integrators who work directly with UKG. Interestingly enough, there's about, I'm going to say from our meeting this morning, there's probably about 8 to 10 of those. None of them are platform defect related. They are remaining to be configured and are right now, we're directly connected with both our implementation team as well as the UKG upper level support team and working through those final things to get to completion of this phase 1 of the project. So yes, we track very closely, but as of right now, we don't have a material defect issue with UKG.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I see no additional questions this time, so thank you.
Thank you.
The last item on the information agenda tonight is the national opioid settlements. Dr. Smith?
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Tonight, I've prepared 2 resolutions that are on the information agenda for your consideration. The first relates to Chesapeake Public Schools' participation in the proposed national settlement of opioid-related claims against several pharmaceutical manufacturers. The second resolution ratifies our participation in the settlement of opioid-related claims against regional supermarket pharmacy Kroger Company, and confirms the authorization to execute all necessary documents for its participation. We're asking the board to review these items and will be requesting action at our next board meeting.
Thank you. I see no questions on this matter. We will move on to the action agenda. The only item this evening is the legislative agenda. Back to you, Dr. Smith.
Thank you very much. At the last meeting, you may remember we provided a draft copy of the proposed legislative agenda items for the 2026, believe it or not, General Assembly session. As a reminder, there are 4 top priorities for this year's session that we included in that document. There's also some items that the board and staff support and items we oppose. But just to reiterate, our key priorities would be to modernize for tomorrow by investing in capital improvements, reform funding structures to reflect modern educational costs, strengthen school safety and mental health resources, and expand learning pathways for every student. So we're presenting the final draft tonight for the board's consideration, and so we'd like to ask for your approval.
I'll entertain that motion for approval. Moved by Ms. Scott. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Lamonia. I heard that one first anyway. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Dr. Smith.
Motion carries with all board members voting yes. Thank you. This completes my item.
Thank you. We will now move on to the superintendent's report. Dr. Cotton.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the board. Chesapeake Public Schools is celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month from September 15th through October 15th, and we'll also be celebrating Virginia Farm to School Week, October 6th through the 10th. I would also like to mention for the public that we've actually offered to host this year's first joint meeting with City Council here in this building. That meeting was originally scheduled to occur earlier this month, but as you know, we had to reschedule that to October 30th. We're looking forward to collaborating with the members of our City Council to support our school community. And again, that meeting will take place on October 30th. I want to say 5 p.m. Am I correct? Yes, thank you. All right, with that, I'll move on to the superintendent spotlight for this evening. It's safe to say that we are finally back in the swing of things. It's hard to believe that we are already on week 4 of the new school year, but it's not so hard to believe that our district has been up to amazing things as we continue to roll along. I'm excited to share some of these fantastic things with you tonight. Just a few days ago, Oscar Smith Middle School celebrated the official dedication of Smith Tech School of Computer Science, Innovation, and Design by cutting the ribbon to officially open the program. The inaugural year of Smith Tech is off to a great start, and it was awesome to be greeted with such enthusiasm by all of the Smith Tech students. In case you can't read it, the students wore shirts that read, "We are the beginning. We are Smith Tech." And I couldn't be more proud of the way the kids are embracing their new program. Congratulations to Oscar Smith Middle, Dr. Turk, the principal there, and Dr. Sapika, who serves as our coordinator for the program, and our partners at Old Dominion University for seeing all of your hard work become a reality. I can't wait to see all the amazing things that are on the way for Smith Tech. Take a look at some of the highlights from their ribbon-cutting ceremony. Begins here today at Smith Tech. It was certainly great to see all those smiling faces, and I was impressed to see all that they've already done, and they've only been in school for a few weeks. Board members, if you want to take a trip over there to see what's going on, certainly let us know. Sparrow Road Intermediate brought us even more smiles during their school rules pep rally. The administration at SRI put an exciting spin on this year's Positive Behavior Interventions and Supports Assembly, turning a day full of information into an energetic event. Together, Mr. Triolet and his staff incorporated PBIS into a Minute to Win It themed competition, and the students and staff battled it out to crown a champion. The motto for their school, yes, this school year, is Braves Rise Every Day in Every Way. And they used the acronym RISE, Responsibility, Integrity, Safety, and Engagement, as a guide for expectations throughout the school year. I love seeing our schools use creative and interactive ways to teach, and I'm sure the 4th and 5th graders at Sparrow Road enjoyed the fun spin on these important topics. The 5th graders in all, I'll say that again, the 5th graders in all of our schools got to experience an exciting day of learning with this year's NAS Oceana STEM Day. 5th graders from all 20 of our elementary and intermediate schools took a field trip to the Naval Air Station Oceana, where they participated in a day filled with science, technology, engineering, and math. I had the opportunity to explore the event with board member Mr. Poole, who may have misbehaved a little bit. I'll just put that out there, and other members of our team, and it's safe to say that we were all impressed by the different exhibits and demonstrations. I think Air Show Day is one of the coolest days of the year, seeing so many of our kids experience new things and new fields. It always makes me happy to see so many of our students immerse themselves in STEM, knowing that it has the potential to open up new doors for them as they grow. I want to shout out to all of our students from our high school academies at Oscar Smith High, Deep Creek, as well as Grassfield, for putting on their awesome interactive displays. They had a great time at the event, and you sure did have the attention of all the 5th graders that day, as well as the adults. As always, thank you to NAS Oceana and everyone involved in making this year's STEM Day field trip another success. In honor of the 24th anniversary of the September 11th attacks, students from Grassfield High School visited the Flight 93 National Memorial in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. The Grizzlies, in partnership with the Gary Sinise Foundation, made the trip to the site of the Flight 93 crash and took in the impactful sights, sounds, and stories of that tragic day in 2001. Our students came back with stories that inspired me, and I'm so proud of the Grassfield students for connecting with history in such a powerful way, and thank you to their teachers who created this opportunity for the students. Take a look at the stories from their visit.
Hello everyone, Gary Sinise here, welcoming the students, staff, and chaperones of Grassfield High School. It is my hope that you will never forget what happened on September 11, 2001.
It was a day that we all suffered loss. We lost friends, we lost family members.
We talk about things like 9/11 and Pearl Harbor, but if your generation isn't connected to that, it's hard to truly get a real understanding of what it means and how it impacted people.
So this is a multifaceted opportunity for students to contribute to history. But part of the opportunity was a field trip to visit the Flight 93 crash site.
When we started at the actual memorial site, we were told that the sidewalk we were standing on was representative of the flight path that the plane took.
So everything at the memorial lines up down that flight path all the way to the boulder that now marks the crash site for the nose piece of United Flight 93.
When we went into the museum, there were parts where you could listen to the phone calls that the people made.
I only have a minute. I'm on United 93 and it's been hijacked by terrorists who say they have a bomb.
We've hatched a plan. 4 of us are going to rush the hijacker with the bomb. After we take him out, we'll break into the cockpit. We'll get him, and we'll take him out.
Mostly, I just wanted to say I love you.
It put a voice to a name and to information, to a life.
One of our guides said that the best way to carry on the memory is to tell people the story and to say their names.
Yes. So when you leave here, I ask you to share your story.
We had the students stand in a circle, and so they went around in the circle, and each student spoke the name of everybody on that plane.
In that moment, I felt like it let me think fully of what this life has to offer and to always want to make an impact on people's lives, just like this moment did for me.
There were moments of tears, there were moments of awe. I think most importantly though, there were moments of connection.
I think it really brought into light what 9/11 truly meant to people and how it transformed our country.
Probably the biggest lesson that I probably learned is just don't take life for granted.
Such a powerful video, I'm sure you would agree. And thank you to Grassfield High School and the Gary Sinise Foundation for making that happen. Again, these are the kinds of experiences we want to create for our students. Last week, Old Dominion University recognized one of our teachers for their impact in the classroom. Mrs. Lindsay Wood, a special education teacher at Hickory Elementary, was recognized by ODU Athletics as a part of their Extra Yard for Teachers program. Representatives from the ODU Athletics Department, as well as some ODU football players, fresh off of a big win, showed up to surprise Mrs. Wood and gift her with some ODU gear and donations for her classroom. Thank you to ODU for honoring one of our own, and congratulations to Mrs. Wood for this special recognition and for all of your hard work. Teachers like Mrs. Wood inspire our students to be the best that they can be, and some of our students at Western Branch High School are using that inspiration to chase their dreams to become educators themselves. The Western Branch Teachers for Tomorrow program, led by Ms. Christy Hanna, had the opportunity to visit the campus of Virginia Tech in Blacksburg to participate in their annual VTeach conference. During the conference, the Bruins explored 8 undergraduate licensure programs, connected with students and families from the Montgomery County area, and enjoyed a full day exploring the campus. Overall, it was an exciting day experiencing life on a college campus and getting firsthand experience in seeing what college courses in a field of education may look like. Thank you to Ms. Hanna, Western Branch, and Virginia Tech for making this opportunity a reality for our future teachers. As always, we are so grateful for the work that our community partners do to support our district and our efforts. To close tonight, I wanted to say a massive thank you to Placer American and the New Chesapeake Men for Progress for their donations to our schools. Placer American donated $1,500 each to Carver Intermediate, Truett Intermediate, and Georgetown Primary. The New Chesapeake Men for Progress donated $500 each to Carver Intermediate, Truett Intermediate, Rena B. Wright Primary, Thurgood Marshall Elementary, and the Chesapeake Center for Student Success. Thank you to Placer and NCMP for making an impact in the lives of our students. We truly could not do it without our community partners. Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the board. This completes my spotlight for this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Cotton. Last on our agenda this evening is board member items. Does any board member have an item to bring before the group? Seeing none, I will declare this meeting adjourned.